Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today, for you guys, is another epic podcast video with Recon Trooper.
Hey there, folks. Recon Trooper here, and if you're watching my version of this new podcast, I hope you enjoy the Red Faction and Outer Worlds gameplay.
Ooh, switching it up, I see. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. We'll figure it out. But again, you guys know the drill by now. This is not new, but please make sure to go subscribe to not only myself, but also Recon Trooper. And I have a link for his channel in the description. And any other gameplay, if it's not my gameplay, I'll have credit for whoever's gameplay I use. Should be mine. We'll see. I am in school now, so we'll see what happens with timing. But I have 4 topics written down here. I think we know what your topic is, so take it away.
All right. Well, let's make it our topic because we'd be talking about it anyway. So,
okay.
The Sonic 3 trailer. So, first of all, how many times have you seen it since the first time?
Yeah. So this is one of the newer topics on our list here, and I have literally, because of school and just life, I had a doctor appointment, yada, yada, yada. I have only seen it one time, and I literally just reacted to it once, like 20 minutes before this podcast.
Okay.
So it's literally fresh in my mind.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a.
So you haven't forgotten anything yet?
Not yet. Maybe.
Okay.
We'll find out. But I don't know when. I'm assuming my reaction to the video is already out. If you guys haven't seen that, make sure to go check that out. But yeah, it looks freaking awesome. Like, really, really good. Like, I was expecting it to look good, but it looked better than what I thought. I mean, it really kind of blew my mind. Like, it feels like they took, what they learned from Sonic 1 and 2 in terms of CGI and lore and all that, and it just seems like they really dialed it up to 11, man. And Shadow. I mean, Keanu Reeves, Shadow the Hedgehog. I mean, it's good. It looks really good.
On that slight note, would you say Keanu Reeves sounds a lot well, not a lot, but similar to Adam Driver?
Let's see. Hello, I'm Keanu Reeves, Shadow the Hedgehog. You know what you have to do. Let's do this. Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for that, you two guest stars. No.
And away they go.
Yeah. But yeah, I was of course looking forward to it. I was highly awaiting it in the morning, and finally it dropped after my first exercise in the morning, and I saw it, and I've seen it. Well, all my views of it are in that now 8 million total views of it. So,
jeez,
pick a number from 8 million to 1, and that's how many times. Or no, 8 million to 50, I'll say, and then that's how many times I've seen it.
I think all of those 8 million views are just you. Just refresh.
Well, can you blame me? I mean, it's finally the closest thing we've actually gotten to seeing the movie, so I want to see as much of it as I can, even if it's on a 2-minute, 3-minute repeat.
Well, here's the thing. I definitely don't blame you for that, because it's a really good trailer. Like, I know you haven't played too many Sonic games. I've played a few.
No. The only Sonic game I have, actually, it's right here. It's for Game Boy Advance. It's called Sonic Advance 2. And
okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
There's no Shadow in it. I think Shadow was introduced later. This has, obviously, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and there's a pink girl with a sledgehammer. I think her name's Amy.
Yep.
So, but...
Yeah, oh, geez. Yeah, so that... I don't think Shadow's in that one. I think that game's actually on console, too. But for those of you who are listening, Shadow, if you played the Shadow video game or just know Sonic lore more than me, I'm confident-ish in saying that the girl we see who is, like, putting her hand up to the Shadow test tube thing it's either Marie or Maria. It's one of those two.
It's Maria.
And I know that she... Okay, Maria, okay. So, in the game, she gets, like, quickscoped by some guy.
Yeah.
like Call of Duty. Like he does a 360 no scope, you know. And in I don't know if they're going to show that in the film. I doubt it. But this does look like more of a
Well,
I don't say dark, but
I could see them maybe pulling a Black Widow on it and just kind of her dying in like an explosion, like kind of like Dreykov's daughter did, supposedly at least.
Right, okay.
You know, in Black Widow.
So more like alluding to it than actually, you know, showing it.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Unless it's a zombie movie, and even in a zombie movie, I doubt they show kids getting.
Yeah, except for The Walking Dead, I guess.
Grinded, I guess. But
yeah, right.
But yeah, I had no idea Shadow teleported. Does he do that in the game?
Yeah, he's got the teleportation. He's got the weird boost rockets or rocket
shoes,
boots. Yeah, shoes. He flies up. I mean, yeah, a lot of that. I think he's got the motorbike too. I mean, there's a lot of really good deep cuts. And now we got to talk about the end real quick. There's Dr. Robotnik, and I thought he died in, spoilers, for Sonic 2. Because, you know, Sonic goes supersonic, beats the tar out of him, and we never see what happens to him. Apparently he's fine. A little chunky, but he's fine.
Yeah.
And
he's just a villain that fell off a cliff and his body's gone. That's all.
Yeah, good point. Good point. We didn't see a body.
So
I suppose. Now, who is the other guy? Who's the other bald guy? I'm assuming is that Eggman, like his dad?
I think his name is supposed to be Gerald, and he's like, I see people commenting because IGN calls him his dad, but people in the comments say, you know, whoever writes the articles need to do their research because it's his granddad or something. But obviously he's related. That's all we know. But
yeah,
Grandpa,
I would hope he's related at least.
Grandpa, father, whatever, you know, like
yeah.
But
it's his great grandfather.
Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely, you know, I'm really hoping in this movie that kind of like how Sonic 2 recycled the mid credits of Sonic 1 when Tails shows up, and they just kind of you know, refurbished it and made it more right. You know, because he has a backpack on, and even his device is a different design to it than in the mid-credit scene of Sonic 1.
Okay.
But otherwise it's kind of the exact scene. I hope we have something like that with the shadow scene from Sonic 2, but just like instead of using just a repainted Supersonic model that apparently they did for that scene, they actually have the real Shadow. You know, coming out of the ground in this frost covered, you know, tube, and then you just see his eyes open like that. I hope
they open.
Yeah, I hope.
No, yeah, I think
see
that would be interesting. I think that'd be a good way to do it. But speaking of Shadow, real quick, we got to talk about the CGI in this movie, in this trailer at least, because I said it in my reaction video. When they're in the city and it's, you know, at nighttime and all that, it literally looks like a Godzilla versus Kong. You know what I mean? Like they just took the Godzilla and the Kong model and they just put Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Shadow in there. Yeah. It looks really good, and like the hair, you know, the wet hair on Shadow, like it looks really good.
Yeah, and even when Shadow grabs Knuckles' boxing glove, you know, you see the thing, you know, the wrinkles when he squeezes it and everything.
Right. Yeah. So. Like I said, man, it really does feel like they learned. I don't want to say they learned their lessons because I think those first two movies are solid, but this feels like the culmination of what those two set up. Well, at least so far from this trailer.
Supposedly, I guess the guy that the director Jeff Fowler is actually worked on the Shadow game. So.
Oh really? Wow. Okay.
He's like
That's funny.
He's like a VFX type guy or something, so I think, you know, he obviously is not gonna just, you know, be some sort of lazy bones on his own movie.
I would hope not. Yeah,
especially with Shadow, given
good.
that he started with that game and now he's bringing him to the big screen. He's not gonna just take the lazy shortcut and just be like, oh, just slap some fur patterns on textures on the video game model and throw it in the movie. You know, like
yeah, they're just gonna input the PS2 model and just stick that in the movie.
Yeah, but
so it's gonna have like a 2007 version of Shadow mixed with like 2024 Sonic.
Yeah, but yeah, it'll be interesting.
They're not, by the way.
It'll be interesting also to see how this team up that's coming in the movie is gonna work out, because I'm hoping it's not gonna be. I'm hoping it'll be similar to obviously Sonic 2, but obviously different. That Robotnik is obviously not teaming up with Sonic for the goodness of the planet or anything. But
right,
you know, because Shadow eventually he actually becomes an ally of Sonic. You know, even though they still have a bit of a rivalry apparently, but he becomes you know, he's basically like, you know, he's basically like Deadpool, where, you know, he does things for the greater good, but doesn't always follow the superhero rules.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. I like that. I like that.
Because
no,
Deadpool
I mean,
doesn't care who he kills as long as it's the bad guy, you know?
Right. Or if he gets paid enough to kill a good guy. I think that if you look back at Sonic 2, and, you know, I think when Sonic and Knuckles first meet, I've only seen that movie one time, but it looks, from what I remember from that movie, correct me if I'm an idiot, but Sonic and Knuckles, they kind of have this rivalry, right? They do a little punch up in the house, and then they work together and eventually become friends. I don't want that for this. I think, I don't want them to repeat what they did in 2, and just, I don't want Shadow to fight Sonic and the whole team and then be like, oops, misunderstanding, let's be friends.
Yeah.
Kind of want them to,
well,
you know,
they don't
do
have to be
different.
They don't have to become friends to work together.
True.
They can still work together, just, you know, because obviously that might require a few more movies for them to really be at peace, sort of, with each other. Sort of,
True.
You know, but sort of like Godzilla and Kong, you know, like they
I was just gonna say that.
They don't like each other, but they got to work together.
Right? It's even in the trailer.
Shadow is Godzilla, actually, because he's the more aggressive one. And Sonic's just the one saying, wait a second. You know?
Yeah, calm down, bro.
Yeah. But
you're got tons of analogies tonight, I tell you what.
Yeah. But yeah, it's, you know, I'm still waiting for another 10 days for Knuckles, because I want to, whether it actually has anything in it. I've heard there is a possible reference to Sonic 3, but it's a very minor thing that if you don't watch Sonic 3, it'll just sound like, you know, like a lot of past events that you just hear about in movies, you never actually see them. It's just kind of like one of those or something, but still, you know, it happens after Sonic 2, obviously. It still is tied into the movies. It's got characters like Maddie in it, so, and Wade. Apparently it's going to be like Sonic, the first Sonic movie, but with Knuckles and Wade instead of Tom and Sonic.
Okay.
Apparently.
Yeah, I haven't.
So.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the Knuckles show. I need to. One day I'll get it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're releasing it though. There's a lot of shows that are not releasing on physical, and I think that's a good thing for them. But no, I mean, just I think. What else can I say? I really enjoyed that trailer. I mean, I think they nailed the comedy, they nailed the action. The CGI looks great,
and even even the ending where, you know, Sonic and Shadow charge at each other in the sky kind of reminds me of the end of the King of the Monsters trailer when Godzilla and King Ghidorah are charging at each other, and just before they collide, you see that's when they cut to the title.
Yeah, classic.
You know, so it'll be...
I think they did that with Sonic too.
Oh, did they?
I think so. I mean, I remember Sonic and Knuckles like beating each other up right before they hit.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I never saw the Sonic 1 or 2 trailers. So, but Sonic 3 is because I'm planning on taking some people to go see it when I go see it. So,
Okay.
I want to, and of course I'm looking forward to it because it's the only other movie really this year that I've been looking forward to that besides GXK, which is now, history. So.
Yeah, I get. Well, that's on Blu-ray too, right?
Yeah.
That's right. You showed it. Okay, yeah.
Duh. I only showed it to you. I only showed it in my seven thing collection.
I know. I got school brain. Okay. But it's fine. I go back on Tuesday, so it's fine. I got 2 more days.
Yeah. So. But anyway, yeah. So any closing things about the trailer before we go on to your first topic?
No, I mean, like I said, I think it looks really great. I was expecting something of a certain caliber, and I think they matched that, and they actually went, higher than my expectations.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I'm friggin' pumped. I can't wait.
Yeah, me either. It's, just, for the longest time there, it almost felt like a shorter version of our Lego Star Wars situation.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
No communication, no trailer until, only like until they decided to, and even then they changed the release date. But they didn't do that with Sonic, thankfully, because I know, forget the bullying about ugly Sonic. The internet would be far worse if they suddenly changed the release date of the movie.
I think World War III would actually begin.
Yeah, well, it already has in other parts of the world, but
yeah.
Anyway, all right.
We're safe where we are, but anyway.
Yeah.
So I have one of my topics was Sonic 3, so that's off too. I have which one should I do? I'm looking. I actually wrote them down this time. Normally I don't write them down.
Well,
Let's do Jurassic World. They're good. I don't, and I feel stupid because I'm like. I'm like, wait, what did I do?
Some of them,
what's going on?
Some of them we haven't talked about yet that have been here for months and months. So,
oh, jeez. I'll be quick then, because we don't know a whole lot about this topic. But Jurassic World Rebirth, we have a brand new Jurassic World movie coming out. I believe it's next year. I know Scarlett Johansson's in it, Black Widow, of course, and some other guy. I don't know his name. This is canon to the Jurassic saga, Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3, Jurassic World 1, 2, 3. Rebirth is, I believe, set 10 to 15 years after Dominion, and no Chris Pratt, as far as we know, like new characters and all that, but same world.
Yeah.
So it's not a reboot. I think this has potential. I'm one of those people that really loved Jurassic Park 1. I think 2 and 3 are fine. I've actually really enjoyed the Jurassic World trilogy. I think Fallen Kingdom and Dominion Extended are exceptional. I really don't understand the hate for them.
Well,
so I'm excited for Rebirth.
Maybe the stories.
I mean, what are your thoughts?
Maybe overall they're okay, but Godzilla still has better action.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because when dinosaurs are fighting, like at least half the time you just are watching the humans and the dinosaurs are in the background. You just see their feet moving around. And you don't know what the heck is actually going on. Like when T-Rex and Giganotosaurus are finally going at it, you don't see really much. You just see the characters running from all the destruction that's happening around them. And whereas Godzilla,
now, do you think
they actually do cut to the darn fights.
Right. Now, do you think that for Rebirth they're going to change that? Do you think they're... Because, obviously the MonsterVerse, while not as popular as Jurassic Park / World, it is still very stupid popular, crazy popular. And, in your opinion, do you think that for Rebirth, the director... I mean, the MonsterVerse, it's had a lot of effect on franchises all around.
Yeah.
So do you think that maybe they watched that and they were like, oh, we should have fights like that for our new film?
Well, maybe, but I wouldn't hold my breath too long on that. But
Who knows, right? It's called
maybe,
Rebirth, so
maybe they will, but they'd have to. It'd have to be, like obviously don't make the dinosaurs, as much of characters as Godzilla and Kong. I mean, you could still make them characters just like Blue was, and even Rexy still is, unless she's finally dead. But like don't make them don't do a GXK with dinosaurs.
Yeah, you're right. I think that the strength of the Jurassic
But definitely don't cut the darn fights when they start. Don't just be like showing the beginning of it and then for the remainder you just show the humans running around the dinosaurs' feet as they're dancing around them.
Yes, they're waltzing. I think that the strength of the Jurassic saga really is, it's human characters. So maybe for Rebirth they can do a little bit of both, like you're saying. I don't know. We currently don't know a whole lot, but I think it has some potential. Again, I love the whole franchise. We need Lego Jurassic World 2 for the last two. Maybe wait for Rebirth, right? And then we could do a whole thing, but have to wait and see.
But I don't know. As much as I'd like a Lego Jurassic 2, would like to see a Lego Sonic. But
oh yeah, we talked about that last time. Yeah, I mean they have a lot of source material to draw on for Lego Sonic.
Yeah, now that we finally see what Shadow can do, plus what he probably will still be able to do that we haven't seen yet in the actual movie. Like there's so much potential for a puzzle solving abilities with him. You have to teleport from here to here to get to that lever or whatever.
Yeah.
But
they kind of have something similar to that in the new Funko Fusion game, but obviously not Sonic. I think, Lego Sonic would be dope. But anyway, I think that Jurassic World Rebirth is looking good so far. We only have like 2 or 3 pictures of it, but I'm excited. But that's my topic. I got 2 more topics, but do you want me to do another one, or do you want to shoot?
Well, you can if you want.
Okay.
I don't have
okay.
I don't have lots of topics, just ones that are old, plus one new one that came up a week or 2 ago.
Okay.
But
this one should be moderately quick too. Speaking of Sonic 3 and Jurassic World Rebirth and new things, Star Wars Outlaws just released on consoles like 2 days ago. I have it. Early birthday gift because it's like $60 friggin' or $70. It is. I don't know. Obviously, I don't think you can play it. Sadly, you'd have to get a next gen or current gen console, which
even if
I'm not a big fan of that.
Even if I could play it on my Xbox One, I still would need space.
True. Yeah.
So, but also,
you need.
Also, it's Ubisoft. I'm not gonna get a game just to give them money.
Yeah. Ubisoft and you aren't on a third basis here.
Well, they already released They already released Outlaws version 1.1.1, so obviously, it was predicted to be broken from the start.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of being broken, though, I'm gonna have my first impressions video on Outlaws soon. I'm maybe like 3 hours into it. I gotta say, I don't know if you've been following the marketing. I kind of have. It's gotten a lot of hate, obviously. I mean,
well,
really, something Star Wars got hate? Oh my God! Speaking of Save the Acolyte,
Disney Star Wars. You're forgetting that.
Yeah, that's true. Right. Although, hey, I remember I wasn't born for this, but people hated the Ewoks, man. When Return of the Jedi came out,
I wasn't born then either.
Yeah.
I liked Jar Jar from Episode 1 simply because he looked like a Parasaurolophus.
What's that?
It's the duck-billed dinosaur with the curved horn in the back of its head.
Huh. Okay, I gotta Google that in a little bit.
Yeah,
I gotta compare it to Jar Jar.
Basically,
but,
yeah.
No,
he looked like a dinosaur in Star Wars. That's why I kind of liked. Mainly just the design of him. I wasn't really, as a kid, of course, you're not really paying attention to the comedy or anything. You're just looking at the visuals,
Right.
You have to show,
Yeah,
don't
Jar Jar.
tell, as you put it, for kids.
Yeah, Jar Jar's falling around and getting his head stuck in things, and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
But going back to Outlaws, this game had a lot of hate, obviously, really going into it. But I gotta be straight with you guys. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. A lot of people are much like the Acolyte. A lot of people are lying and making up rumors to get easy clicks. I'll have my own video on this, but briefly, again, 3 hours in, so I haven't played this 50, 60-hour game yet, but it's freaking good. Like, it looks really good on my Series X. Like, the graphics look really nice. Kay Vess is the main character you play as, and her little dog tendril thing, Nyx.
Yeah.
That's cool. To put it bluntly, Star Wars Outlaws it's basically like, if you have played the newer-ish Assassin's Creed games, if you've played Watch Dogs 2 or Watch Dogs Legion, and some of the Jedi games like Fallen Order, Survivor, that's basically Outlaws, and a little mix of Uncharted too. They kind of have a lot of different genres in there, and I mean, so far I'm only on the second planet, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, the big thing that hasn't really got me interested in Outlaws is the lack of a lightsaber. And I know there's games that you don't use lightsabers in, like Republic Commando. There is a lightsaber kind of cameo where you find one and he's like, an elegant weapon for a more civilized time, huh? Well, guess what? Times have changed, and that's all he says. But,
Wow.
in something like, but most part, if you can't use a lightsaber, usually I just have no interest. I mean, I know obviously space Star Wars games aren't going to have lightsabers if you're all just flying around the whole time. But
Right.
yeah, but unless they can somehow obviously in the future, maybe turn Outlaws into kind of like Assassin's Creed Valhalla in Star Wars, I probably won't even
I'd be down.
care about getting it.
Yeah. I mean, you hit a really good point, because the Jedi, Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, those games are, I don't want to say they're full open world. They're more like Dark Souls-esque, Sekiro-esque, where they're kind of these massive little environments. But this is, like I said, you hit a good point, because a lot of people hear that you're not playing as a Jedi or a Sith, right? There's no lightsaber in sight.
Well, I don't care if
is literally
I don't care if it's not a Jedi or a Sith. Just be able to use a lightsaber,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, be like Assassin's Creed Valhalla in Star Wars. Just run up to a thug and slash him with a lightsaber. You don't need training to do that.
Yeah, true. That's true. Even I could do that.
I mean, it's kind of like when Cad Bane and Obi-Wan have a brief duel in the Clone Wars. Cad Bane is no Jedi.
That's right. I forgot about that. That's
I think
a good point.
he uses Quinlan Voss's saber, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to watch that episode again.
It's a brief fight, but he shows that he knows how to handle a lightsaber without Jedi training. And he's probably, I don't think he's force sensitive either. He's just that good of a bounty hunter, Like, you always...
He just grabbed it and swung.
Yeah, like, it's not not like Boba Fett, where he just, being this deadly guy, just gets knocked into the Sarlacc within 5 minutes of the movie, and that's all you see of him.
Nice job, Boba.
Until the
Thank God they made a show. Yeah.
But
thank goodness they made a show on him, because man, before he showed up in Mandalorian and Boba Fett, his own show, man, Boba Fett was a trash character. He looked cool, but he wasn't very good. But I actually heard that Boba Fett might make a cameo in Outlaws. I didn't get there yet, but you hit a good point with the lightsaber thing, because one of my only issue with the game so far is that Kay, she has her standard blaster pistol, kind of like Han Solo and whatever, but you can't, as of now, maybe they'll patch this thing, because a lot of people are pissed about this. Like, Kay only has the one gun. She can't, this is not like a Valhalla or even like a Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
You can have different guns. If you shoot an Imperial officer and you can take their grenade launcher, or you can take their, assault rifle blaster, and you can, Kay can use the assault rifle, but once it runs out of energy or voltage or whatever, she drops it.
Yeah.
So really, Kay only has the one gun, which I don't really have that big of an issue with, but I think it would be cool if they could patch in Kay having like a weapon slot, kind of like Borderlands or something. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I think the game looks graphically very, very beautiful. You can go to Cantonica from The Last Jedi. You can go to Kijimi from The Rise of Skywalker. Tatooine, obviously. Gotta have Tatooine.
Yeah.
And then I think there's Tashara, which is a brand new planet in canon just for this game. And then there's one other planet which they also added brand new. So
yeah.
I think it's fun. If any of you guys listening have a PS5 or a Series X or a Series S, a lot of people freaked out because Kay looked like a friggin' wax doll from hell. A lot of the pictures of Kay don't look that good.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kay is not. She's not going to look like Miss America. She's obviously not like a beautiful woman. She's not ugly.
No.
But what YouTubers do, you guys know this. They did it with the Acolyte too. They take these really out of context, gross looking pictures where it looks like Kay snorted a line of death sticks, and then they just took a really shitty picture of her. Yeah. So it's just if you can get past some weird looking facial animations for a split second, I think this is one of Ubisoft's best games in a while.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe someday if I get an Series X. I mean, eventually, I'm not denying, I'm not doubting that eventually I'll get desperate for a game for that console that I'll need to get it for. But as of now, there's nothing, if they made like I said, if they made a Lego Sonic game just for Series X, unfortunately, I guess I'd have to, head to my store already and get my thing. But
yeah,
I don't think they would do that unless it's far in the future when one has become the new 360, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it's like that now, but that's what kind of made me a little upset is that, Star Wars Outlaws, it's only on current gen. You can't buy it on PS4 or Xbox One, which,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense because this is it's a big game. It would kind of, no offense to, I still have my Xbox One. It's right in front of me.
Yeah.
But, it would probably run like dog water on the console. It would just blow your console up probably. So I'm glad they didn't I'm glad they didn't pull a Cyberpunk and give everyone on Xbox One a horrible experience like I had.
Yeah.
But, maybe one day. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe one day. But, so my next topic was Activision. And because of the whole sliminess that they pulled a couple weeks ago. So, as everybody knows, I don't really care about Call of Duty anymore. However, when I heard about what they did and how they did it, it really kind of made me, I feel for the people that were both working on it and waiting for it, because it's like us, if we were waiting until Sonic 3 comes out, and then the day before it comes out, they decide to scrap the whole thing.
Oh, God.
And it's all Paramount's fault, not Jeff Fowler.
Right, yeah.
Because you'd feel for Jeff Fowler, too, all that work he put into getting this thing made, only for Paramount to rip it away. And it's you imagine that with how Activision was doing it, they took advantage of their Steam community, because it was only for PC, I guess, this thing that got the whole internet mad. It was only for the PC version of Modern Warfare Remastered. And they had a sale going on for it, and then the day before the mod was to be released is when Activision pulled a cease and desist.
Yes.
And became public enemy number one, even though they've still got their blind zombies that are still going to give them money anyway.
Right.
For Black Ops 6.
I didn't know what the heck you were talking about, but Black Ops, yeah, right. I forgot about that. Shoot, yeah, that it's an a-hole move for sure. I mean, I get it. They need money. Well, they don't need money, but they like money. But
Yeah.
at the same time, the fans who like buy their games, like me and you, or the people that made that mod, they are the people that gave those developers their jobs. So it seems kind of weird
And the
that they would shut
modders
down
were
what is
even
essentially
doing it for free. They weren't asking
right.
for money. So
Yeah,
Activision was getting
it's free
money for
marketing.
Activision was getting money for the people that were buying MWR just for the mod. So, and then they say we got our money
Yeah.
now to pull the plug on this thing before people get to be happy. And
What a stupid thing. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really look into it. I just heard the basis of it. But
well,
what a dumb thing to do. Like how stupid do these people have to be? Like from what I've seen, these like the modders, they did a lot of work. A lot of effort went into this.
yeah, they
And it
wanted
just
a Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer remastered.
right.
So many people did, apparently, and they were making it for the PC version only, obviously. And,
Right.
Activision felt Black Ops 6's sales were going to be threatened by it, or some stupid excuse, and yoink, and
Yeah,
that's why, people, even if Black Ops 6 didn't have online only stuff, even if it was offline with bots available, I still think you should never give them your money just because of that. I mean, it may not affect you per se because it's on Steam, not Xbox, but people need to really start sending Activision a message and use their darn wallets instead of their stupid keyboards to think that's going to do anything.
No, yeah, you hit it. I mean, people.
And yes,
they
I'm talking
need
to you too, Franchise.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, I'm not buying Black Ops 6. Yeah.
Well,
Even
I
if
know.
it look. Even if it did have offline bots, I still wouldn't buy it because these games are so friggin' big. They're like 300 gigs now. Takes up half your effing
And yet
console
they're
storage.
also the same.
Right. I enjoyed every COD from Black Ops 1 to Modern Warfare 3 2023.
Except Modern Warfare 2.
Like 1 or 2. Right. Yeah, because they broke that one. They technically that's something they could get sued for, by the way. I don't think anyone has the balls to do it, but they could sue. This Black Ops 6, I saw some gameplay. It doesn't look. I mean, it looks good because it's Call of Duty. They're not going to make a bad-looking game.
But it doesn't look like an improvement over anything.
No, because they got the Modern Warfare, crazy run with the gun over your head.
Yeah.
But and they got, the omnidirectional movement where you can move like a friggin' moron with your gun, left, right, back. But that's not enough to get me to buy your game. It literally looks like Black Ops Cold War, which is a great game. I love Black Ops Cold War. It's phenomenal. It works. It's a great game. But it looks like they took Cold War and just slapped on the crazy gun thing and called it a day. I mean, it looks kind of lazy.
And, too, also, like people are saying Activision cares more about stopping modders from letting gamers have fun on games instead of blocking servers that are, treasure troves of cheaters and hackers. And they have the power to block them, but instead they use their power to rip fun away from people who actually want to have fun instead of cheat,
Right. I mean, it reminds me of the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition.
If you buy Black Ops 6 or any COD going forward, or even now, even if they're on discount, you're supporting those people who don't care about their servers being hacked just to ruin other players' lives. They care about stopping people from helping players have fun.
Now, to be frank here, I don't think it's the devs that are. I think it's really the higher ups, like the money people. I don't think the people that code the game.
It wasn't Infinity Ward; it was Activision.
Right. Yeah. It's more the parent company than the little people that make these games.
Although some people were also blaming, because Activision is now owned by Xbox or Microsoft, some people are also blaming Phil Spencer too, that maybe he had a part to play in this whole.
He very well could have
thing, but I don't know. It's just.
No, you're right. it's a shitty thing to do. Like let's not beat around the bush. It's a dumb thing to do. The same thing happened with the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. I bought that, and when that on release, it was just a mess. And Rockstar, the infinite gods of wisdom that they think they are, they took the old trilogy, GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. They took those 3 original games like off the market. Like you couldn't play if you wanted to play the old version, the original San Andreas.
Yeah.
You could not. The only version you could play is the new broken version. Now they did fix that. You can buy both now, but I remember when they did that, and it was really scummy. And I mean, people were freaking out.
Yeah.
Just I don't understand how you can be such a big gaming company like Activision or Rockstar and make all these billions and billions of dollars and be so out of touch.
That's how you can do it, by making billions and billions of dollars, and that's when you have enough, you feel like you're above God instead of.
I guess. I guess. I mean, if people that are looking forward to Black Ops 6 and you're going to buy it, I'm not telling you. If you genuinely like Call of Duty, I can't stop you.
Yeah, it's ultimately your decision, people. But for once, use your conscience instead of your, what would you call it? Your yearly
mommy's money for V-Bucks.
Your yearly routine of buying Call of Duty.
Yeah, but look, I remember back in 2015, maybe 2016, like every friggin' year there was a new COD, and every year they had offline bots, and they worked, right? There wasn't anything scummy about them. They worked and they were fun, and it was a great time, man. Like buying a new Call of Duty game, powering that thing up, and just playing for hours was a friggin' blast.
Yeah.
And it just feels like they've gotten so out of touch with the community. They're still making fun. Like Black Ops 6, it looks fun, right? Like it's gonna be a fun time. It just doesn't look very innovative and good.
Until the servers start to have, problems with the internet connections and people start getting automatically booted because of out of everything because it requires online all the time.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a mess.
Yeah. Forget about the mod thing. Black Ops 6 I could see being even worse because it is on all consoles.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's true.
And
it's
if
true.
they don't, if Activision is just using money as an excuse to ignore the player base, they're gonna. I don't know what the player base can do after active. I mean, I don't think they can refund it, especially after a few months of playing the thing.
No, I mean not a full refund for sure. I think, people need to. It's hard to tell people to not buy something you want, but it's a tricky situation, because Activision, they're not like evil people, but they've been doing some. Okay,
they're wicked. They're wicked.
Yeah, I'm doing quotation marks. They're not like the devil incarnate, but they're not doing good business practices right now.
Yeah.
They haven't been for a while. So it just, I don't know, man. Like Ubisoft has their own issues too. But Activision's a whole nother beast. Honestly, I think the only gaming company now that isn't complete douchebags are TT Games.
Well, and even they don't, again, like you said in our last one, I think they are never going to fix that sky flicker you have a problem with. Not that it really breaks the game, it's just annoying apparently, but just the fact that they're not going to fix it. I mean, they have kind of, but I mean, they're not making it just, like if somebody came up with a mod for the Steam version, if they'd suddenly cease and desist them just for fixing the sky flicker.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because off topic. I'll be quick. For free. I actually looked right. Yeah, I looked into the sky flicker because I was getting interested. So it only happens when you play 60 FPS mode. When you play 30 FPS mode, it's not there. But obviously, 60 FPS is better than 30, right? Like obviously, it's more frames.
I don't know what I play, but I was having it when I was still trying to 100% it. I was having it on Taco Donna.
Okay.
I don't know if if Xbox One is limited to 30 or what, or if 60 is limited to Series X. I don't know, but
yeah, it might have been all versions then, I'm not sure, but I looked into it, and the reason why it flickers isn't just like some crazy glitch. It flickers because, at least for me on the 60 FPS mode, when you're playing on a higher frame rate, the graphics will auto adjust to not lag and keep that steady frame rate. So what's happening there is every 10, 15 seconds when you see this crazy seizure-inducing flicker, it's the game's engine trying to auto adjust the fidelity of the graphics so that you don't lose your frames. And I guess it's a brand new engine for them, the NTT engine.
Yeah.
They're not using it anymore. They quit the engine, but I think it's just an issue that they couldn't fix because I know I'm not the only person that had it, but
yeah. Well, of course not. I
I'm
told
fine
you
with
I
playing
had
30.
it, so
Right.
But yeah, back to Activision though. I just think people really need to, players need to start using their own brains for thinking instead of, they have to realize they have one or should have one and B,
yeah, they should
use it and C, realize that they actually have more power than Activision if they don't darn buy their games, and
right.
Maybe that way Activision will stop, will be at the players' mercies for a change.
But see, that's the problem. I was saying that too when I talked about the Acolyte cancellation, that you can't fix stupid people. Like, you can't. You can tell them the sky is blue, and they'll tell you the sky's green, and they fully freaking believe it. You can't. So,
well, my sky is
really
gray
hard
right now. So.
Oh yeah, right. I think it's raining here. I guess I'm wrong technically, but the point is that dumb people just can't be reasoned with sometimes, and it's kind of a tragedy that happens. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, if you're buying BO6 and you enjoy it, power to you, my man.
Yeah.
My woman.
Just don't complain when they
like,
shut the servers down in 2 years' time or whenever.
Right. Well, that actually happened with one of the new Battlefield games. I want to play Battlefield so badly, but all of them are online only for the most part.
Well,
the good ones are, and that's stupid because the servers are shut down or they're broken.
You should play Red Faction.
I know. Hang on. Let me Google that. I forgot to do that. Red Faction.
Red Faction 2, actually, with 2 I's, not the number 2. It's for the original Xbox, and it has bots, and it's actually pretty good. I mean, you'll see it in my gameplay, and I'm telling you right now to watch it if you're curious, because it'll be the first bit of gameplay in my thing. And it's actually pretty good. It's got really cool weapons. It's kind of like a step up from Time Splitters almost, because there's actually a jump button in this one. And
that's good.
There's actual reload animations. The gun's not just dipping below the screen and then popping up with full clip again. And,
thank God. I hate that. I hate that.
Well, I mean, the only weapons that do reload sort of properly are the shotguns.
Okay.
Because there's one
Can you sprint?
No, you can't sprint in
like where
either
you
of
move.
them, but you move around really fast actually in them, and the bots themselves move around erratically too. Like, sometimes it's really hard to aim at any of them, and because they're moving so much. But you can create up to 5 of your own bots. You can only have 5 bots plus the player or players. Well, actually, I think you can have 6 characters total. So 1 player, 5 bots, or 2 players and 4 bots, whatever. And you can customize the bots. You can choose how aggressive they are, how much, their health. I think how much health they have. I haven't really touched the bots that much. I've only, I think, increased their aggressiveness a little bit. But I haven't really.
It looks cool. I just
done much with them because I want them to be stupid, so I'm not dying as much. But
Hey, no, I don't blame you there. I just YouTube a little bit of gameplay. It looks cool. I mean, I don't know if you've heard of Quake 2 or Quake. I have
no.
Quake on my.
And actually, it was pretty
Okay.
cheap. It was under $3 Canadian when I got it.
Wow. Okay. Well, next time when I play Outlaws, I'm gonna go on the store and see if they have it.
Yeah, yeah. It's you know, you have to create a profile in it, so just be aware. There are cheats though. I entered a cheat code that unlocks everything because all I wanted to do was play the multiplayer, and I didn't want to have to try to unlock the stupid maps that were locked, or
Okay. I don't blame you.
character skins as well. So I just wanted everything available so I could just go to town and wreck it. But
Yeah. No.
yeah,
I agree there.
there's some pretty cool weapons on it too. There's a railgun that acts kind of like a sniper rifle, and you can shoot through walls with it. And
Oh wow.
you can, yeah, even when
That's some
like
high caliber.
when you're in zoom mode with it, you actually see these kind of, those kind of, like when on a rate, kind of like when you see a radar icon, it's kind of like once a little dot and then a circle and then a bigger circle around it, kind of idea. And
Okay.
you kind of see yellow versions of those through walls, and that's where the bots or enemies are. And as long as you kind of have good accuracy, I guess you can shoot them through a wall. And yeah, you can even name them. I named some of mine after words that I always call enemies in games. Like one is named mosquito.
Okay.
One is named mosquito. Another one is named scummy. Oh,
Scummy.
yeah, scummy.
That's funny.
And annoyer.
That sounds like a boss. The
Yeah.
annoyer.
Yeah, and yeah, annoyer. Slime. I named one slime because I call enemy.
Okay.
I always call guys like bots that kill me. I always say, "You stupid slime,"
It's like when you're in the car and you flip someone. It's like when you're in the car and you yell at them. They can't hear you, but it makes you feel good.
Yeah, and I don't remember what the fifth guy is called, but yeah. Anyway, it's been pretty good. Some of the maps are kind of difficult to figure out because I was playing one yesterday and it was really difficult trying to. It's not only difficult to figure out, but it's also hard to find guys because obviously the AI, are programmed to know the maps, so they know where they're going. Right.
Plus, it's an older game. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not going to perform like a new COD.
But yeah, it's still though. Like it's because I just wanted to play a game with bots in it. I was looking for games that have bots, and I went on to I think it was I found a site that just listed games that have offline bots, and it was one of them, I guess. And yeah, I started playing it, and after dying numerous times and having to adjust, eventually I sort of got it figured out.
Yeah. There's always a learning curve.
But yeah, and you can have infinite ammo turned on. It's a cheat, but it's also an option. I think most of the cheats are just for like the campaign because I've got 4 cheats that I always turn on, but they don't seem to do anything in the multiplayer. Because one is like I think super health, but my health still goes down like normal in multiplayer.
That's not good.
So, but yeah, overall it's a pretty fun thing, and if you can, sometimes it's annoying though because sometimes you figure sometimes bots will throw grenades, and yes, they do that, and they'll blow you up, and you'd think they would kill themselves because if I try to blow somebody up close, I always kill myself, but they don't seem
exactly right.
They don't seem to do the same thing when they're doing that for some reason, but. I just whatever.
Yeah, stupid cheating bots.
I just don't save my progress because you can save kind of like the stats and stuff, like how many deaths or whatever you've gotten in that match. You know, you can save it if you want, or you can not. And I choose to.
Okay, yeah.
I choose
they
not
have that
to
option with.
when I die.
They have that option with Battlefront 2, the old one too.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, and look at that. Your Sonic the Hedgehog thing is up. I'll see it sometime after.
Just posted. I just posted.
But yeah, definitely if you want to play offline bots or you just want a fun game to play, you know, do it. It's a pretty good game for a less than $3 game price. So
right. Yeah, I'll look into it for sure. Tell me down below in the comments, guys, if you played any, like, you know, Unreal Tournament, Quake, Red Faction style, you know, those older FPS shooters.
Time Splitters.
Tell me which one's
matter.
your favorite. Time Splitters, right? I'll look into them because, you know, when I play offline bots, it's mainly just the Call of Duty and some, you know, the Battlefront Star Wars games.
Well, you should get Jedi Outcast. It's got offline bots too, and lightsabers.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I don't know if you saw my gameplay that I posted a couple podcasts ago when I had it, when we were talking about the fandom menace. I don't know if you saw.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, that was Jedi Outcast in multiplayer. So,
okay.
I wasn't using a lightsaber because if you use a lightsaber, then everybody uses one, and I kind of only want to be the only one using one, but I can't unless everybody else gets to, so I turned it off. But anyway,
So, well, I'm looking up gameplay now. I see there's a lightsaber. Can you also use like blasters and stuff, or is it only lightsabers?
Yeah, you can use lightsabers and guns.
Awesome. And okay, I might buy that tonight. That looks pretty dope.
Because you're playing as a guy called Kyle Katarn from Legends, and
okay.
It's called Jedi Outcast. And the prequel was Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2, and you basically go from being a kind of like a mercenary kind of guy to being a Jedi, and it's similar to this. And so, like, he was a Jedi, but because he turned to the dark side when he was about to kill Mara Jade, when you're playing Mysteries of the Sith, which is kind of a spin-off prequel.
Okay.
And he tries to kill Mara Jade because he sort of turns to the dark side on a planet. I don't remember what it was called because it was a long time ago I played it. But then
I've heard of Mara Jade.
Yeah, he just kind of gives up being a Jedi because of that, and he has a lightsaber. Kind of like this one. I don't know if you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, nobody can see it.
You guys listening can't.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah, it's kind of looks like this. And it's
kind of looks like Darth Maul's lightsaber in a weird way.
Yeah, well, Darth Maul, Obi-Wan's, you know, but yeah, it's a pretty fun game, for the most part. It's not
okay.
You know, it's.
I gotta look into that, you guys.
Yeah, there are
I've
cheat
heard about
codes
Jedi
too.
Outcast. Okay.
And actually, cheat codes do you wonders throughout the story, because you do have to play the story to unlock characters and multiplayer maps, like the one that I like to play.
Okay. So this is funny. I'm on GameStop.com looking at Jedi Outcast, and the synopsis says you'll have to. This sounds wrong. It says fulfill your need for speed in thrilling new action-packed modes that make for intense and fluid gameplay. Hop in new powerful muscle cars, sleek bikes, or even give your whole crew a lift in armored trucks. That's literally the synopsis for Jedi Outcast on GameStop.com. Are there trucks in this game?
Well, there's AT.
Are there muscle cars?
There's ATSTs that you can drive eventually. But
yeah, this is totally F. It says lead your crew as Detective Nick Mendoza in campaign as cops. What the hell, GameStop? They're smoking death sticks for sure.
No, go on to Wikipedia. It's probably more reliable in the synopsis.
I'll just take your word for it. All right.
But yeah, definitely it's good. I mean, it's you don't have to really care about the story, but definitely you have to play it to unlock stuff. And there are some good maps to unlock. Like even like you get Death Star 2 unlocked.
Oh, okay.
And you can even go to there's kind of it's not quite the same as Battlefront 2's Death Star or even Force Unleashes, but it's there is kind of like a trash compactor spot, and there's a button. You don't really hit it, but you kind of stand near it or move towards it, and if there's a guy that goes in, you can move towards it and it automatically closes in on him and kills him.
That's cool.
And then just a little ways from there, there's a kind of a firing tube like place that there's a panel on the wall that even invincibility doesn't save you from if you walk in after you hit it.
Okay.
And like it's in a safe spot, the panel, but if you hit it and then you walk out while the beam is still showing, then you die. No matter if you have invincibility cheat code turned on. But
that's funny. Yeah, I mean, it looks cool because as you guys know, I'm not a massive fan of Legends. I don't hate it. I just don't know anything about it. But
yeah.
I would buy this. I have played the Force Unleashed 1 and 2 with Galen Merrick, Starkiller. Sadly, those games are not canon. I think they should be. I think they're very good games. But no, I definitely, after playing some Star Wars Outlaws recently and all that, I want to get more Star Wars games. So I will look into that for sure.
Yeah. And you can have up to 14 bots.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Just total friggin' chaos.
Well, it's because it's only 2-player, so obviously 14 bots plus 2 players would equal 16 anyway, but...
Okay.
But yeah, it's good, like you can choose which bots
Did you buy it physically?
For the original Xbox, yes, and now my original doesn't work anymore, so I fortunately learned it was on the store when I got it on my one, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, speaking of Star Wars, my last topic was space-themed open-world games. So, obviously Star Wars Outlaws, I think it has 5 planets. Jedi Fallen Order has like 4 or 5. Jedi Survivor, same. Obviously, Lego Star Wars Force Awakens, Skywalker Saga, they have massive planets. But then you look at, Mass Effect, like Mass Effect Andromeda, No Man's Sky, Starfield.
Outer Worlds.
There's a lot of open-world games set in space. Some of them are great, some of them are not. What are your experiences with Star Wars or non-Star Wars, just space open-world games in general? Do you have a preference?
Well, I don't have a preference right now because I haven't been playing too much. I did play Outer Worlds recently. Well, recently, like a week ago. And I just played it because I figured, I'm still really slow on it because I haven't been really playing it much. And so I figured I should play at least just a little more. Just to get a little
get your money's worth
before not playing it again. But by the way, the gameplay in my thing is like long. This is back when I was still waiting for you to watch the Monsterverse after getting my package. I have gameplay.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, I have gameplay of Outer Worlds from then, so it's not recent gameplay you'll be seeing. It's still good though. It still shows off a pretty good amount of what it's like. So, and
I want to get Outer Worlds. I own Mass Effect Andromeda. Haven't played it yet. I'll get to it. I think
I've only played the first Mass Effect, and I don't even think I finished it, really.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think from what I remember, I got to a part where I actually had to get into an argument with one of the teammates, and he kind of looks like he was an alien of some sort. He had a really big head, and he got into
Okay.
you get into an argument with them, and no matter what you say, you end up having to kill them or something. And that's the last thing I remember playing of the game. So,
Huh.
but
I haven't played any Mass Effects. If you guys know them, maybe I should play them. I don't know, but I have Mass Effect Andromeda. Starfield came out, and you guys know I was pumped as fudge to play Starfield. Like I enjoyed it. I liked it. The only issue I have with Starfield is, you probably guessed it, it just doesn't run well. They added a 60 FPS mode that runs like literal death.
And this is not
Ubisoft. It is the worst. No, it's Bethesda. It's the worst. It's the worst 60 FPS I've ever played in my life. It runs like trash. The 30 FPS mode isn't great either. But that's the thing, man. Like, Starfield is massive. It has like 1,000 planets, and they're all freaking huge. It's beautiful looking. I enjoy the story. Gunplay is great. I'm one of those weirdos that just like I enjoy just walking around an empty planet.
Yeah.
Just because I find that interesting. It just doesn't run well. Like, it's always lagging. So, until they fix that, that's why I like Outlaws so much right now, because Star Wars Outlaws and Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga 2, they run well.
Yeah.
Like it's a fluid 30 FPS, which is really nice. And I don't know, so there's something really cool about getting into a spaceship and just flying in space and landing on alien planets. I think that's really cool. So far, every Star Wars game I played has done that well. Starfield, I really want to love it, but I can't until they fix it. I do want to get How big is Outer Worlds? Because I've heard it's like open world-ish, right?
Yeah, I don't remember how big it was, but I downloaded it, and there is also a DLC expansion, I think, that I downloaded too for it. So, or maybe a couple of them. I don't remember entirely, but
okay,
it's I think I had. Well, I have to do this every time I install a new game. I have to uninstall something anyway, but I had to when I got it. And actually, I think it was Call of Duty I uninstalled. Well, no.
Perfect.
No, it wasn't Call of Duty. It was
Duty on Call.
I don't remember what I had to do, but it might not be too big like Call of Duty, but it might still require a good amount of gigabytes anyway.
Okay.
But I don't know.
That's fine.
You'll see it on the store. They usually show how big a thing is, and then
right.
But yeah, I don't
That's cool.
fully know for sure.
I don't know if you can call Borderlands a space game, because in some of the games you do go to space. Obviously Pandora and Promethea, those are, in space. They're not on Earth. So I guess the Borderlands franchise is technically a space genre too. But that's a whole other thing with Borderlands 4, the movie, which I actually kind of liked.
Is Borderlands on one planet? That's why it's called Borderlands?
Borderlands is normally on a desert planet called Pandora, but in all the games, I think Borderlands 1 is only on Pandora, but in Borderlands 2, 3, and the pre-sequel, you go to different planets, via spaceship.
Yeah. And on the movie, too, is it just on Pandora?
Most of it is, but you do go to other planets for a few milliseconds, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
I was the only one that saw Borderlands when I went to the theater. I was the only one in the theater. It was really weird.
Well.
But what do you do?
I was not the only one, but there was definitely, I think there was maybe 2 or 3 other people when I saw Godzilla.
Oh, well, hey, that movie made a lot of money, though, didn't it, Godzilla?
Yeah, Godzilla x Kong. Of course, it beat Kong Skull Island, so you better have a new favorite now. Kong Skull Island was
I gotta rewatch it.
Kong Skull Island was actually the highest at the time, so I can, at the time now that I look back, I could understand why it was your favorite of the 4, but GXK beat it finally in the numbers, so I think by like 1 or 2 billion. I don't remember, but or 1
billion or million?
million. It was 570. I just know that. Whereas Skull Island was 568. And then you count in all the other figures. But
imagine if they made a movie and it made $570 billion. I think I would die.
Well, that would only happen if it was a movie that everyone in the world, including the Taliban, want to see. And it got completely positive reviews, and they all wanted to see it again at least one more time before all buying it on Blu-ray and DVD if they have it. That's the only way. They have
Blu-ray players.
That's the only way they could get to 570 billion or more.
Yeah, I don't think that the terrorist organizations have Blu-rays.
No.
They might have 4K, but not Blu-ray.
Well, they have 8K, so there's that.
Ooh, yo, that was a good one. That was damn. We don't have that 4K. We got that AK.
Yeah. What does the K stand for?
I don't know. Assault.
No.
I like guns, but
4K, I mean, in 4K, what does it stand for?
Oh, 4K is, I think it's 4 times, like 4 times the quality of 1080p.
And why isn't it an X? 4X?
That sounds weird.
I mean, Godzilla X doesn't have a K. It's not Godzilla K Kong.
Godzilla K Kong.
But
oh boy.
Yeah.
But those are my topics. If you have one more topic, and then we can start wrapping this up.
Well, we're over an hour and 10, so you want to call it before an hour and 20. Now's our time. So. Okay.
Well, you know what? Well, maybe we should, because my PC's about to die too.
Yeah, but I've got three still. Well, actually, we sort of talked about Outer Worlds. I can get rid of that. So now I've got 2 topics that still are waiting.
Good.
So.
Well, yeah. Hey, for you guys listening, if you made it all the way, thanks. And like I said, we'll have those 3 for next time, and then I'll add my own as well. But this was a good podcast, man. We touched on some juicy stuff for sure.
Yeah. Sonic 3 is definitely gonna be cake.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be cake.
Yeah. Just, we just need the darn day to come, and I know people are saying you just be patient, but you know what? To the people that say be patient for the trailer when they were saying that, we had no choice but to be patient.
Right.
We can't just force the darn trailer out, no matter how much complaining we do. It is.
I wish we could.
It is up to Paramount ultimately. I mean, boycotting, I don't think would have really swayed them either. But whatever. But at the same time too, they really need to understand. People have patience, but their patience only can last so long before, Does nobody remember Lego Star Wars, for crying out loud?
Yeah, we should have learned as a community on this planet with Lego. That was our wake up call, and we missed it. Speaking of that though, real quick, do we have a release date for Sonic 3? I know it's in December.
As far as I know, it's still the 20th, but they don't seem to put it in their trailers, as you may have seen. So if they if they move the date, hopefully it'll be earlier. Sort of like Godzilla X Kong was, because they had it initially. It was like April. I think it was like the first week of April, and then they moved it back to the second week of April, and then they moved it up to the 29th of March.
Oh, geez.
And so,
okay, well,
hopefully, if they change the release date, hopefully it's not going to be after Christmas, because. I don't want to have to take my people when school starts for them again.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Well, who knows? I'm assuming it'll be before Christmas, but it'll be making all that Christmas money for sure. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy this podcast, though, we touched on some good stuff. I think this was I don't want to say controversial, but like I said, we got into some juicy stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. So make sure to Of course, leave a like for both of our videos. Again, we're going to have different gaming gameplay in the background. Of course, subscribe to myself and Recon. And yeah, man, I had a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
we'll have some more stuff to talk about for next time.
And I also didn't interrupt you so much this time.
No, yeah.
I annoy myself when I listen to our podcasts over and over, and I constantly am cutting into your sentences. And then I hear you sometimes I hear you say go ahead, but I'm like, no, don't say that to him. He needs to learn to shut up and let you finish before.
Next time I'm just gonna yell at you.
Okay.
Just gonna scream.
Well, sometimes I feel like I'm yelling into the mic, but it's because I have my headphones on and I don't know if I can hear myself if I'm just talking quietly, so I sometimes sound like I'm yelling. But
if you actually yell, I would
know.
be screaming. I'd
Okay.
rip my headphones off, so you're good.
Yeah. But, yeah, so enjoy the gameplay, folks. It's actually pretty good, especially if you're interested in playing a game like Red Faction, where it has bots in multiplayer, because live didn't exist then.
That's true.
So,
and it's better than Black Ops 6.
Well, definitely. Even if Black Ops 6 has better graphics and guns, this thing, it's doable. It definitely is worth the time to play. If you just want to play something and shoot bots, and that's all you ever do. Like I'm not playing the story mode especially since I got everything unlocked through a cheat code. So I just play multiplayer just to do something other than kill zombies or whatever.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll definitely look into that in Jedi Outcast and Simple Pleasures, right? But
yeah.
Anyway, I'll leave you guys at it. We're about an hour, hour 15, something like that.
Yeah.
Again, I think we tackled some good stuff, and we'll have some more to talk about next time. But again, leave a like, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, we'll see you guys later in the next video.
Yeah, later, folks.